Hello everybody, welcome back to Red Tool House. Are pigs inherently destructive? Do they just tear stuff up just for the fact that that's who they are? Well, there's a lot of discussion about are pigs really good for soil development? Are they good for managing pasture? Are they good for clearing land? There's all kinds of things that are debatable about pigs. They have their pros and they have their cons. But I want to show just how destructive pigs really are. Mine are wrecking balls, and I'll show you why. So this is our farrowing barn. If you've been following the channel for here the last couple months, you got to see where we worked on the farrowing barn putting our siding up. Somebody decided to do a Kool-Aid Man impersonation here and go right through this wall. So so frustrating to say the least. Now again, this sounds like Troy's broken record that yes, this was completely preventable had I been ready. If you notice on this side where we were going to actually farrow, some of you guys are actually giving me some crap about this. Oh, you overbuilt that. You put way too much stuff in here with these big boards here and all those pieces, and even putting them as high as we did, saying, what are you storing in there? Well, obviously those walls are still intact. It's where I didn't put one of these large 2x14s in on this side because the pigs were supposed to be here, not here. We had a farrowing issue, obviously, so we didn't farrow. And the little fat butts, as you can see where they've been nesting with this hay to get out of the cold, they just kept creeping it over. And then I guess you stack so many pigs against a wall like that, that's just nailed in, obviously, a siding. Then it all came down. So we're going to have to fix that and get a lot of that hay pulled out. But this isn't the only place where these large devils tear up stuff. To me, I think pigs are like cats. They like to knock everything over. So over here in our north pasture is the very first shelter I built when we first got our first 3 pigs. And that used to sit there. And as they got bigger and fatter and they couldn't turn around in it, obviously it was a design flaw, they couldn't turn around the side of it. As they get stuck, they'd turn and bust the sides out. And then of course over time they just kept pushing it over the hill. So that has to be recovered. And then just here recently, my 2-ton drop feeder, you guys see that sometimes in the background and comment. So that used to sit right here on this flat. Well, of course, once it got empty, when I was done feeding out of it, they knock it over the hill. And it just keeps working all the way down. So now I'm waiting for the ground to freeze hard enough that I can get down there with my tractor. That you can't really tell, but that's a pretty good slope right there. And then it gets really steep where the feeder is. The pigs aren't in this area right now, so I don't have to worry about them pushing it further over the hill. Now that I have my winch on my side-by-side, I may use it to pull it up, but we'll see. We gotta get a little bit harder ground here before I venture too far into that. So here's yet another example. See the porta hut? The porta hut always kept up here and actually had it in the barn at one time. And I have never moved that porta hut from the barn. They moved it all the way down there. Now, when I wean piglets, I usually take that down to the barn and I use that for shelter for the pigs that are being weaned. But obviously we haven't weaned in a couple years. So that thing is just slowly moving. Eventually I guess I'll put it down there where I need it next time we wean. Oh, Dusty. All right, fixed it. Had to have a little help from Kelly. Definitely not a one-person job. What do you think, Yo?
That was a little precarious.
Curious. Can
On
you
the edge of this precipice.
can you move the tractor? Or do you feel like Austin Powers stuck in the... All right. Well, now we need to actually correct the problem. Put in the rub rail.
The tree attacked me. Ah!
Before we put that rail in place, we're going to take care of something.
Just cut the little branch. The big one held you there.
Hateful thing. Rode into a precipice. Oh look, I set my saw in pig crap. Well, it's clearly nap time. The problem is little turkeys are doing it while we're trying to put the wall back. You can see Mercy and Merida laying here. Well, before it was Abigail and Mercy. And Merida came in and she tried to crawl over behind them. So they're just trying to get the position on one another to be against the wall. So that's why that rub rail is necessary. And Abigail's trying to go back here. Come over. Chubby hands out of the way. On. You don't want to leave the barn, do you? I need a board behind you. Pig lips. Please.
She said it's nap time. Let's just get all cozy.
Oh. I've moved this board 16 times since you guys moved it around. That's right. She doesn't want to sleep over there because somebody keeps urinating over there. I came in this morning and one of the bowls was completely full of urine. It's like, really? You're gonna... Evidently, it's like... Sit. My compliments to the chef, no? Oh, yeah, it's a straight edge. I think I cut straighter with the chainsaw than I do the circular saw. Just rested on that lip for now. Hey, and stuff. It's covered in mud. Everything's covered in mud. Kelly just said, "That's not mud, you dummy." You're probably right. Yeah, I need you to lift it up. I want to keep their bodies off of it. Level? There ain't nothing level in this barn. Can you move your foot? Hey, would you get out of the way, please? Excuse me, lady. Wall around in the hay, Kel. We can't do that on camera. That's for later tonight. Does that look level? It's attention to detail at Red Tool House. About like that? All right. That should suffice. Because what they'll do is they'll take all this hay, little turkeys will shove it back under there. So I didn't want it too low that their bodies would just pile up on top of the hay and still push that out. Now they'll probably knock that side out. I don't think I have a board long enough to stick there anyway. Oh well. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's what we call pork chops. Pork chops. She may be in heat. You in heat? Nope. All right, so obviously that kind of answers the question of pigs are indeed destructive. I think there's the old adage. What's the old adage? Make your fence bull high, pig strong, and I don't know. Anyway, I think you should make everything pig strong because they plow through it all. So needless to say, they love this barn. They're a little bit aggressive with it. Actually, it's because their aggression to one another that causes them to do these type of things. But again, I can't state enough, when you build stuff, put it on the inside of where you think the pressure is going to come from, because that makes it a lot more durable. So we'll see if this holds up for a while. All right, take care, everybody.